But I know you're somebody who wants to stretch and grow, and you've got a lot of courage. So what my understanding is that you are wanting to make a transition, that you've been pretty successful corporately.
That's correct.
And you want me to help you with that. Is that right? Okay.
That's right.
I've never met Cindy before, by the
Never.
way. And Lorna told me about Cindy, and so that is how we are here, just so y'all know. We've not coached before. So how can I best help you today?
So I'm in the middle of that transition. I've over 30 years of corporate experience.
Wow.
And I've banking background, so some of you are familiar with bank acquisitions.
Wow.
After 12 years at this particular bank, a larger bank acquired us. So there was about a 13-month acquisition period.
Is that kind of tumultuous? Like, were there difficulties in the transition, or was it smooth?
As an agile coach, my job was to help other people through that transition.
Mm-hmm.
So it was I would say pretty smooth.
Good.
But with anything, it's very emotional because there was a lot of uncertainty about where we were going to end up and that sort of thing. Would you be displaced, or would you be placed in a job that you didn't like? So
making sure I understand, you were coaching other people
that's correct.
to be resilient through the transition.
That's right.
And you didn't even know when you got to the end of this transition
That is
whether you'd
correct.
have a job anymore.
That is correct.
Okay, that sounds like a lot of uncertainty and a lot of emotions that would create.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But I'm a very strong, confident person in the corporate world. So I was senior vice president.
Wow.
I had a lot of influence and was in a position of leadership. And as an agile coach, I had a line of business with 35 teams and 300 employees that I was able to influence through this transition.
Wow, Cindy, you sound like someone who has had a great deal of success. You have to have overcome a lot because you don't get to be senior vice president at a major bank without overcoming challenges, politics, people. So I just want to say congratulations
Well, thank you.
on your whole career journey. So what do you most want to get out of our session?
So effective December 31st, I was displaced. And so I had told the HR business partner that I was working with, I said, my passion is leadership development and professional growth. And they had an area, a leadership development area in this particular new organization. And I said, that sounds great. I would love to, be part of that. But that didn't work out. They had a very small team. I don't think they were as senior as, had a place for me to really move into. And so I had Conversations Networked, and interviewed for a couple of other positions, but I just didn't find that place. And I didn't want just a job. I wanted a place where I could add value and make a difference and align with my passion.
And I see the emotion in your eyes about it.
Yes.
I can only begin to imagine.
Yeah, I told Lauren, I said we may need some Kleenex on the table. I'm not a crier.
I'm going to go ahead and get the Kleenex up here.
But it is very emotional.
Yeah.
But I told the business partner I was working with, I said, after I said a prayer, I said, Lord, open the doors that need to be opened and close the doors that need to be closed. And I told my HR business partner, I said, I'm really okay being displaced because I've gotten to that place where I thought there was more before me than the organization had to offer me.
So almost like it could be a blessing in disguise.
Yes.
So I'm hearing that from you. You're here,
Yes.
right? You know that there's a vision in front of you. So what brings you to coaching?
So January 1st, I launched my own leadership consulting business.
Yay! Congratulations.
Something that had been kind of a side hustle for several years, because I've been in the John Maxwell team for about 5 years, or Maxwell Leadership. And there's still a lot of uncertainty, because I'm starting from scratch.
Yeah.
So one of the first things I did was join my local Chamber of Commerce in December, actually. Talked with the director about my business and what I wanted to do. And she said, great, would you be our March speaker?
Excellent.
So next Tuesday, I'm the speaker for our Homewood Chamber of Commerce. So
Congratulations.
I've got a lot of work to do between now and next Tuesday.
Okay, so can I help you with that?
Yes.
Is that what you want?
Well, and then beyond that is networking so that I can get to those income-producing activities, fill my calendar,
Okay.
and match my corporate income.
Okay, so I'm hearing you have several goals in your vision. It sounds like the one that would excite you most is match your corporate income. You said that last.
Yes.
But everything else you mentioned before, like networking, doing well in the session you have next week, all would lead to.
That would be the measure of success, yes.
There we go. I love that. All right. So I'm curious to know right now, what do you feel is in the way of you building to the point of matching your previous income?
It's really shifting from that corporate mindset. I got a paycheck just for showing up, right?
Yeah.
Today, I don't get a paycheck just for showing up. So it's shifting from that corporate mindset to that entrepreneurial mindset.
So what gets in the way of you embracing an entrepreneurial mindset?
As a project manager, project manager background is task-oriented, and I haven't defined those tasks
Yeah.
that would help me to reach those goals.
What's keeping you from doing that?
Maybe I just need some sticky notes and a wall to build that agile board.
I mean, you have 30 years
Yes.
of corporate experience. You've got a background as a project manager and as a coach. So what would it look like to apply that experience to your business?
I think for me, every day having an appointment, someone to talk to, networking with the people that are in my corporate background, the new people that I'm meeting, going to ribbon cuttings, and first one thing and then another with the new businesses in our community. Just having a full calendar, because that's what I'm used to in the corporate background, but now it's like my time is more flexible.
So what's happening then with this flexible time?
Maybe sleeping late, watching a little TV.
Oh, now we're getting to the juicy stuff.
Writing speeches and building content, you know.
So I just heard you say, every day I need an appointment. Have you been having an appointment every day?
Not every day.
Okay. So what would need to change? What would you need to do differently in order to have an appointment on your calendar every day, I'm assuming with someone that is either a prospective client or a referral source? What would need to happen?
Just do it. Reaching out, making contact either through email or phone with
So
potential.
why aren't you doing that now?
Well, I'm doing that some,
Uh-huh.
you know. Probably not as diligently
So
and actively
Cindy,
as I should be.
You clearly know all the things to do.
Yes, I do.
Okay, but you said you needed coaching. So I'm trying to figure out if you know all those things to do and you're doing them a little bit, but it appears not enough, then what's
Not enough.
what needs to change?
I lived in one city for 25 years, had lots of contacts. I moved to, this is the third acquisition that I've been through, so I relocated 10 years ago. I don't have that circle of, so it's really cold calling that I feel like I need to do more of,
Okay.
get good at.
So I'm curious to know if with the leadership development you're doing, does it require that your clients all be in Birmingham?
No, it does not. No, you're absolutely right.
So how might you use the vast network you've developed over the last 30 years to build your business, and I'm going to say exceed your corporate income?
That would be a fantastic goal. So I was just looking back at my Facebook and my LinkedIn and the number of contacts that I have, people that follow me or that I follow them. And so I think kind of tossing a pebble in the water, starting with that smallest little circle of influence that I have, and then just watching those ripples kind of cascade.
There's something I'm sensing, if I can just share it with you. Okay? Because, look, you don't just accidentally, as John said, you don't accidentally climb the ladder of success, right? You didn't accidentally become senior vice president. Right? And all those people that you met along the way, who've experienced you, I'm guessing a lot of them would want to be a part of what you're doing now.
Perhaps.
Is that true?
That's, whenever I talk to someone, they get real excited about what I'm doing. I haven't heard any negative Nancy's. It's the fear probably inside of me.
Oh, okay. The fear of?
Maybe rejection.
Maybe. Okay.
I got a wink. You didn't see that. It was
So fear of rejection. So I want to know what's going on in your head. Like, when you have an opportunity to think about that person that you know respects you because they've worked with you, they've observed you, and if they knew you were doing leadership development, they'd jump on it. Do you have somebody in mind?
I was chairperson for our Women in Leadership Business Resource Group. Probably about 200 or 300 women. So it's those types of people that immediately come to mind.
Have you been talking to them?
Some of them, but not very many.
Okay, not very many. Because of your fear?
Perhaps.
So, this is a yes or no question, Miss Cindy. Is it a fear of rejection from some of these women in leadership?
That may be a large, I'm gonna say yes.
Thank you.
Say yes.
We're making progress. Yeah, just own it. I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I'm afraid.
And it's so funny because in that environment, I taught confidence workshops. Leading with resilience.
What did you tell them?
Getting out of that comfort zone, beyond that fear zone.
Okay, so can I just use your teachings? So if you got out of your comfort zone, just with this one group, because you're just telling us about one group that you were chairperson of.
Yes.
Okay, not just like a member, chairperson of. And you feel afraid. I want you to just imagine yourself right now. Just close your eyes. Imagine yourself in your home office, assuming you're in a home office. You're thinking of these things. You're like, I need to make appointments every day. I need to contact people. And you know, you led 200 or 300 women. And in the moment, you're thinking, I should contact, and you fill in the blank of the name. And the fear comes up. What is the movie that's playing out in your head about what's going to happen if you reach out to that person?
I think they're going to say they want to be a part of this. I don't think they're going to say they don't want to be a part, because they would have to be saying that they don't want to grow, or they don't want to learn, or they don't want to be a better leader in order to say no to what I have.
Well, that doesn't sound like rejection, so I want to hear what the story is around the rejection.
I think, y'all, I'm taking one for the team here.
Or something, self-doubt.
I think I'm probably standing in my own way. Because I haven't experienced a tremendous amount of rejection in this space. Now, that's not to say that my life hasn't been filled with hardships and those opportunities to learn and grow. But I think I'm probably more worried that in this environment as an entrepreneur, that I won't be successful because it's new. It's brand new.
So it's not fear of rejection, it's fear of failure.
Perhaps. That's a yes.
It's fear of failure.
Yeah.
And what would it mean to you to fail?
Means that I would probably need to go back into a corporate environment if I can't make this successful or don't make this successful.
So rather than putting your all in, because you're afraid you'll fail, you do what?
Procrastinate, to use your word.
And procrastination is often rooted in fear.
Mhm.
Sometimes our fear that we're not good enough, or fear that it's not ready, we're not ready. What is that procrastination protecting you from?
I don't think procrastination is a protector. I think it's an obstacle. Because it shields you from success. It shields you from action.
So, when you're telling me you're so afraid that you'll fail and you have to go back into corporate America, right? And I can see it. I can see, like, you're like, I don't want to do that. What if that happened? What would you do?
If that happened, I would look for that position that would embrace my passion for leadership development. And there's leadership development people inside corporate America,
Yeah.
and I can do that.
All right. So, are you afraid you're going to lose your house? You're not having any money? You're going to be
All that.
destitute?
Can't have lunch, yeah, no, can't eat.
What is the likelihood on a scale of 1 to 10 that if your leadership development business doesn't work out,